Con Stathopoulos and Josh Phegan come together in an incredible podcast, Grow, Scale, Master.
An energetic approach to drive progress, master skills, build strengths and put the strategy back into rapid business and personal success.
Backed by real-world experience in rapid scaling to playing the long-term game of business, it's the story of all the lessons learned on the journey to mastery.
Be inspired, renew your energy and chase the future with Grow, Scale, Master.
Con, I'm going to ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with this one wild, phenomenal, and incredible life that you've been given the opportunity to live?
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell me about this question coming up. I want to do my best.
And so when you think about doing your best, do you want improvement every year?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd like that, yeah.
Yeah, would you like to be in a position that you had a business that felt, calmer?
Yes, sir.
Would you like a business that felt more rewarding?
Yes, sir.
Do you want a business that makes you feel like you're getting more impact in a marketplace?
Yeah.
And do you want to be in a position that's got clarity or dysfunction?
Oh, obviously, clarity.
And do you want a business where you've got great people around you or average?
Yes.
Well, great or average?
Great, yes.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
And then the next conversation is that literally, would you like to have a bit of a view of the future about where you're going so you can anticipate what resources you need?
What sold?
What sort of training you need to have?
I get it.
Okay, so this is interesting because when you walk into a job and you're going to go to work for someone or you're going to work somewhere, it's really amazing if that business is able to sell you on the vision about where we're going and what we're doing and what you're going to be a part of. And I think that this is a really important driver that as we head into the business planning season is to really think about some level of business planning excellence.
This is my favourite time of the year, Josh.
Around what you can do to get there.
Seriously, it is.
So let's go through that in terms of business planning excellence. You're taking me through an exercise. What are some things that you want to do?
Oh, look, well, first of all, I rip off all your stuff anyway, so that makes it very easy for me. But I think business planning is that opportunity to take a moment to pause and reflect and look in the rearview mirror of what we've accomplished. It's also, we've spoke about being able to actually enjoy and kind of celebrate those wins. But I think it's really important that it gives us perspective on what's next. It gives us perspective on, maybe where the gap is to be able to bridge from where we landed in this financial year or this calendar year to the next one. And I think it also gives you the opportunity to reassess your goals personally and professionally. At least this is how I look at it. So I kind of I've got a set of goals in my mind that I wanted to achieve personally at the beginning of the year. And I kind of use, coming into June, and the end of the financial year as a bit of a litmus test to see, am I on track, off track? Am I actually going to achieve anything remotely close to that? What do I need to adjust? What, I don't want to say mistakes, but what lessons have I learned from either the result, good, bad or otherwise? And I think as well, it's really important because every year we've been well intended to do this exquisitely. And we do it maybe 60, 70, 80% of the way. And this year we have been very on purpose. For example, our FY27 budget completed in May. Right? Done. Finished. Done. EBIT, costs, revenue, plan A, B, C. The whole thing has been done. Now it's about transferring that into our people to be able to go, well, what's the type of life that you want out of real estate? Because yes, it's really important to look at all your vital stats. It's also very important to look at, if you do this many calls, you get this many appraisals and yada, 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 whatever your formula is. But I think it's critically important to be able to get people realigned back to themselves and potentially fall back in love with this game to be able to go, yeah, you know what? Last year was a good year, wasn't a good year. What did I learn from it? What would I do differently? And this is the time to do it.
I love that great quote by Max Dupree, who do we intend to be?
Yeah.
And I kind of think about that because then I layer that with what's the intent?
Yes.
So yes, if you think about intent, I want to do 20 transactions. You're probably doing that on your own.
Correct.
If it's 50, it's probably you and a great operations person. If it's 100, it's probably you, an operations person and a salesperson. So intent really matters. And then after that, it's then I say, now that I've got intent, then I've got to get organizational clarity. So how many people am I going to need in my team? What locations are we going to work from? What sort of skills they're going to need to have? And that then moves into technical competence. Is that how do I actually make sure that those skills, the ability to do a listing presentation, the ability to be able to extract an offer, the ability to be able to run an open for inspection, the ability to be able to do great buy work, to think about what those conditions are. So when I start to think about business planning excellence, one of the things that we always go through is we say, okay, great, let's get really clear about the mission of this business. So if we're going to go out there we're going to start with a very simple number, and it's actually going to be based on how many sales do we want to do. And then to do that, how many listings do we need to have? And then in order to do that, how many listing appointments do we actually need to go to? And then in order to do that, how many market appraisals do we actually need to go to?
Yes.
Con, that means that you've got to have a much healthier relationship with measurement.
Yes.
Why is that such an important part? Because
numbers don't lie.
Yeah, that's true, but it's a bit firm. But I'm in a position that I'm not really talking about responsibility or accountability. I'm measuring to improve, and I'm fascinated about what could I do to get that extra listing or make that extra sale.
But see, this is the whole thing about business planning: is you are wired that way, as am I. So my first question that I would normally ask someone is: do you want to do more? Or do you want to be more? Which one is it? Do or be?
I want both.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, let's break it down. Why didn't that happen in the last 12 months? Okay, and the source of data comes from numbers.
Yes.
Okay, and it's not unemotional. It is very logical, but it also paints the picture. What are the behaviours that we need to change and adjust to be able to move into the next, period that's going to almost guarantee or forecast the success for you? So do you want to be more? Do you want to do more? Sometimes to do more, you have to be more. So what are the skills that you need to leverage? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to upgrade on? And et cetera, et cetera.
That's that whole conversation around structure and discipline. So structure, what do I do? When do I do it?
Yeah.
And discipline, actually doing it.
Yeah.
And so and it's interesting because at McDonald's, they talk about fries, not chippies.
Yep.
So we don't talk about implementation. We talk about execution.
Correct.
So simple things like that might change the way the business feels and how it acts and how it goes to perform.
And I think as well, just on that, following that thread, it's also like, what are you actually up for? Forget I want to do, 40 deals. I did 20 deals last year. What are you really up for? Are you ready for the extra responsibility? Are you actually ready for that upgrade in yourself to be able to take it to the next level? Because if you look at the best of the best in any field, they've got accountability coaches, they've got people that are guiding them, they've got people that are enabling them, they've got people that are, kind of directing them, they've got people telling them to do this when they should be doing that, etc. Like, if you really want to level up, in most of the markets where all these listeners are participating in, the incremental gap between, going from mediocre to good and good to great, it's very small. It's not big.
And so this conversation is about, we live in a world that's driven on insecurities.
Yes.
AKA social media.
Yeah.
Then how do I actually identify what your strengths are?
Yeah.
And leverage those?
So you need someone that can shine the torch in all the dark spots on you. So, Josh, you're a great guy. Here we go. Guys, strap in. Now, you're a great guy, but your team's dysfunctional. Or you lack a team, or there is no discipline around your processes. Every time you list a property, we never leverage a listing off the back of it. So let's really do a deep dive, with your permission. Let's do a deep dive into, what we do when we're at an open home and how we follow through and what that experience looks like and what we're doing to leverage that listing, that auction, that result. So I really think that, yes, you have to have a level of self-awareness, but you really need, I've got a mental and a physical board of directors that keep me on track, keep me safe, whether it's my mental health, my physical health, my relationships, financial, whatever it is. And then I've got business. So if I can't have them all kind of aligned, then I can't really perform at a peak level. So what do you need to do to get back into alignment? Okay, do you need some time out? Do you need to actually stop and think? Do you need to look at the data? Do you need someone to actually go, hey man, you're an exceptional listing agent, but geez, I tell you what, your vendor management, because your days on market are 47, and what we see you list it from and what you sell it from are two different things. Maybe if we just focused on that might be a better quality outcome for you, and maybe you might love it more.
And so the interesting thing is that, I look at my dad, he's got a position, he's been in it for over 50 years. His strengths to leverage is without a doubt past clients. I would say, given how they did databasing, how they've done that over a period of years and many generations, the interesting foundational piece is that he probably wouldn't necessarily see that past clients are going to be his strong point when they should be, because his past goes back a long time.
Yeah.
But if he just got on the phone and he's got to change his relationship, that someone who bought from him in 2023 or 2018 is actually a past client, not 1994.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that he came to me and he said, look, there's a strength I want to go to develop. And he decided that he wanted to become really big on video. So he got a videographer, he got a video coach, he got someone to teach him how to go to present. And over the course of the last couple of weeks, and you've been watching it.
Everyone should be following Brian Phegan. Check him out.
Yeah, and so he's literally gone on to his own Instagram videos.
Yes.
And it's amazing to watch what it's done to a change in confidence. So what I'm going to say to you is that like the best thing that you can do is to find out what your strengths are and leverage those. And then to decide on some new strengths that you wish to develop and to develop it so that you have great energy to allow the fire to be able to burn deep and long.
Yes.
And so that way you are energetic about who you are.
Correct.
And where you're going and what type of business that you actually want to go to build.
Correct. Totally agree.
So, Con, I'm going to go to a really simple question, and I love this. Like, what would it take to become the number one real estate agent in your chosen markets? And when you think about it, I'm going to break it down because you're about to go and layer me into skills and structure and discipline, and I'm going to go, whoa. Number one, what's your chosen market? Is it geographically?
Yeah.
Is it price point?
I wasn't going to go down that path.
But I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
So was it geographical? Is it price point? Is it type of property? Is it type of customer base?
Yeah.
Number two, what does number one look like?
Yeah.
Is the number one in your area doing 20 transactions or 200?
Yeah.
Because that's going to determine, number three, the size of your team.
Yeah.
And then number four, then what do we need to double down on?
I'd probably put a 1,
all of the above.
Like a 1A or a 0.5.
Okay, go for it.
Do you believe that you're capable?
Yeah, sure.
Because everything starts with belief. And I know it sounds very whimsical and very philosophical, but do you actually believe that you are capable of greatness? Mm-hmm. Right? And you're smiling at me going, look, what is this guy smoking
No,
today?
I just remember you dressing up.
Yeah,
for your belief.
Ted Lasso.
Yes, Ted Lasso.
Why do you think we did that? So I dressed up as a character.
To dress up.
You know me very well. But it all starts with belief.
Yes.
So do you believe you've got the skills, or do you actually believe that maybe you don't have all the skills? So if you've got belief as your first priority, then absolutely you've got to go back into the detail.
Mm-hmm.
Experiences that rapidly shaped you.
You know, I've had a fantastic mentor over many years, a lady by the name of Chris Jones. And Chris has, said something to me in the very early days and it's kind of shaped a lot about how I thought. And she said, Josh, you're going to be wildly successful, but the problem is you've only got your toe in the water. And about a year or 2 years later, she said, Josh, you know what? You've been in the water so long. If you just came up occasionally for some air, it'd be awesome. And I think that this is that whole conversation about really understanding that if you want to achieve anything in life, you've got to make the decision to be really serious about it, to get in, to learn from the best, to mimic those behaviors until they become the normal behavior of your day-to-day standard operating procedure until you get to a position that ultimately it does wonderful things for you.
Yeah.
And I think that get some key rules and repeat yourself a lot. And the key rule I've got is that from the moment my car leaves the garage in the morning until the moment my car comes back in the garage at night, I'm either on the phone or I'm in front of a customer.
Yes.
And that has served me so well to maintain myself in the productive zone, to make sure that if I'm in front of people. And I've worked out BIM, and it's called best in motion. And I'm best when I'm in motion.
Right.
When I'm clear about where I'm going and what I'm doing and when I've got clarity and when I can operate at speed. So learn what makes you good. When I'm helping other people, I'm even better.
So do you just on that, that, so by the moment I'm in my car and by the moment I come back, I'm either on the phone or in front of someone.
Mm-hmm.
So do you then have a boundary for your rest and recuperation when you come home?
So when I'm come home, that's it.
That's it. You're not on emails. I mean, you probably are, but you're not really.
No, I'd rather go and have a sauna or I'll go and do some things. But if I find a productive zone, then I'll hit that productive zone to create clarity and space for where I've got time and space. So if I'm away from home, then I'll go and I'll get everything right so that when I'm at home, I can really be at home doing these things.
Great.
So I think that it's about understanding what you've got around you, what tools have you got, what do I feel like doing, where I'm at emotionally, what are the things that actually need to happen in order to be able to go and perform.
Something that's changing your view.
One of the things that's kind of changing my view at the moment, or it's actually not changing my view, it's highlighting my view, is the access to so much information to get to mastery. Mm-hmm. So, Jiro Dreams of Sushi, you've watched that, right? The guy's a master sushi maker, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. So I get really curious about what not the 1% of the population that are doing outstanding things. It's not an elitist thing. I'm just like, hey man, if there's someone that is an absolute gun at underwater robotics and engineering. And if there's, I know, right? But think about it. They have become a master in that field. And so I'm absolutely intrigued and curious by watching people outside of the industry about what they've done in terms of mastery, whether, you know, they're actors or they're, you know, musicians or singer-songwriters or they're, you know, sushi makers. I think there's a lot of free and readily available information out in the world for us to learn from.